Well, hello again. Welcome to Uncle Geoff's Easy-Peasy English. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. Oh, let me have a drink, hang on. Beautiful. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. So, my name's Geoff. My name is Geoff. My name is names. My name's Geoff. I was born in London 1,000,000 years ago. I had my own language school in Bournemouth in England, and I have taught English in England, in Switzerland, in Portugal, and now in Gibraltar. We are in Gibraltar now. If you have any questions about anything to do with English, this is your chance to ask a real English teacher from England any question you like. We have 2 cameras today, so sometimes I'm looking there, sometimes I'm looking there. We are on TikTok in China, and we're on TikTok internationally. So both are slightly different. We're hoping to get some questions about English grammar, English pronunciation from China, Korea, Japan, Asian countries, and also internationally, Germany, Italy, Belgium, Brazil, Venezuela, Arab countries. We have lots of followers in Iraq, in Bangladesh, Indian countries. We have people everywhere. So I asked a few days ago, can you send in some questions? One person said, Maria said, "Are you English? Your pronunciation is beautiful." Thank you, Maria. I love you. Yes, I am English. As I say, I was born in London a long time ago. And thank you for the comments on pronunciation. I love English pronunciation. Another student said, could you explain the pronunciation of were, where, and we're? Yeah, we are. Let me just write those down for you so you can see what I'm talking about. The question was, where, were, and we're. Can you see that? Perfect. The first one, wear. The verb, you wear clothes, wear, air. There are 2 sounds. Do you know this pronunciation chart? These are the sounds of my funny old language. These across the top are all vowel sounds. A-E-I-O-U. There are 5 vowels, but there are all of these sounds for 5 letters. At the bottom of the chart, they are all consonants, so all the other letters. So this is divided into consonant sounds and vowel sounds. These are just one sound. E, I, U, U. E, I, U, U. Sounds funny, doesn't it? On this sound, there are 2 sounds together. I, I, ear, ear, ear. Remember that word from this list? The first word, where, air, 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 like hair. Oh, I haven't got much, never mind. Air, air, where. So this word is wear, W-E-A-R, wear. It's the verb, you wear clothes. Yeah? Put on a shirt, you wear jeans, you wear a shirt. The next word, were, again, just one sound, like in bird, The two dots make it slightly longer. It's a longer sound. Were, here, bird. So were, the past tense, we were, they were. They are, they were, past tense. This one, we're, we are, we're, we are. Again, we're back on this with the sounds of English. Ear, it, we're. So we are. In English, we have lots of contractions. We love contractions, joining two words together. We are, we're. I am, I'm. They are, they're. We love contractions. Why? Because English is a rhythm language. We speak in a rhythm. So, we are in Gibraltar. We're in Gibraltar. We're in Gibraltar. Da, 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 da. English is very much a rhythm-stressed language. Some languages are syllable stressed, like Gibraltar, and every syllable is stressed the same. Gibraltar. In English, it's Gibraltar, da da da, da da da. Okay? We may have lost our Chinese listeners or viewers, but never mind. Might try to get them back in a minute. So we'll concentrate on the international version. Okay, so ear and rhythm stressed. If you want to practice your English, if you want to sound natural in spoken English, try to practice the rhythm of the language. Let me do you something else. Have a look, find my pen. Let's have a think. To the. 4 words. To the. What do you understand from the sentence? What does it mean? To the. What am I talking about? Who knows? Nobody knows. It's impossible. There's no information there to tell. To the. 4 words, but they mean nothing. 4 more words. Four more words. Went, London, see, Queen. Went, London, see, Queen. What do you understand? Went, London, see, Queen. I went to London to see the Queen. With these 4 words, there's some meaning to the sentence. You know what I'm talking about. There's understanding. What kind of words are these? What words are they? Verbs and nouns. Verbs and nouns. Went, verb. London, the name of something, a noun. See, the verb. Queen, the noun. These are the important words. These words, not so important. Went, London, see, Queen. Went, London, see, Queen. Try it yourself. Went, London, see, Queen. Went, London, see, Queen. Keep the same speed. Went, London, see, Queen. Now put in these words at the top. To the. So, went, London, see, Queen. Went, London, see, Queen. I went to London to see the Queen. I went to London to see the Queen. The stress is on vowels, on nouns and verbs. The other words, the prepositions, the articles, not so stressed. They're not important. When children in England are learning to speak, they don't say, I went to London to see the Queen, or Mummy, Daddy, can I have a glass of milk, please? They say, Mummy, glass, milk. Simple sentences. They don't hear, they don't register the little words, the prepositions and the articles, because they're not so important. The words to use to understand are the nouns and the verbs. Went London, see Queen. I went to London to see the Queen. I went to London to see the Queen. Try it. Same rhythm. I went to London to see the Queen. Sometimes you see on TikTok and in lots of places, people say, try to speak English fast. How do you understand fast spoken English? The way is to hear the nouns and the verbs. Forget the other words if you can, but try to just hear the main words in a sentence, the nouns and the verbs. They are the important ones. The other words, not so important. They're there if you write a sentence on a page, if you're typing something, if you're writing something. They're there, they're important for the grammar, for the construction of the sentence. But in general, spoken English, the important thing is understanding the main words. Went London, see Queen. I went to London to see the Queen. And then you can speed up. Another good way to practice, when you're walking down the street, talk to yourself. People will think you're a bit crazy, but never mind. But talk to yourself as you are walking the steps. I went to London to see the Queen. And as you're walking down the street, forget people, but ignore them. I went to London to see the Queen. It works beautifully. Okay? All right. Question just came through. As well as and so that. So as well as something, I'll try and remember that. As well as and so that. As well as drinking my coffee, I like to eat biscuits. So that, what was the other one? So that, it's kind of a result. I drink coffee so that I feel better later. Let me have a drink, hang on. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so as well as, like in addition to, some extra ones, and so that it's the result. So that something happens afterwards. Is the rhythm important for grammar? Yes and no. The rhythm's important to understand. The grammar is important for written down language. So yes, you need the grammar. You need to know if it's present tense, past, future, and everything else. The rhythm is more for speaking and understanding. So the grammar is important. I'm sure if you've been learning English in the past, your teacher says, learn these tables of verbs, do all kinds of things to remember the grammar, the structure of the language, the structure of a sentence. It's important when it's written down. But speaking, as I said before, a small child doesn't know a million words. They can't speak in a long, perfectly formed sentence. They just use the main words. Mummy, milk. What does Mummy do? Gives the milk. A small child wants, Daddy, play football. Daddy thinks, okay, that's not a good set. Daddy, let's go and play football, please. You don't need it all. You need a couple of words and Daddy understands. Daddy, play football. Okay, let's go. And off they go to watch their favourite football team or play in the park. So grammar is important for the structure. You need the grammar for the sentences to know if is it past, is it present, is it future. You need to know all those things. But for general understanding, the rhythm is just picking out the important words. With grammar or with tenses, yes, you need to know, is it past, is it present, is it future, to understand. Because when someone speaks to me, when a student speaks to me, then I need to have a picture in my head of what the student is talking about. If they use a past form and they are talking about something in the future or the present, my mind thinks, sorry, what? Pardon? I don't understand. The picture that you make when you speak to someone has to be the picture that I see when you speak. So I was walking in the park yesterday. Past continuous, I was walking. Past continuous, I was walking in the park yesterday. Past continuous, there's duration, the beginning and an end. So you see the picture. Hey, there's Uncle Geoff. He's walking in the park. He's listening to the birds. He's looking at the children playing on the grass. He is watching children playing football, listening to the birds, the blue sky and sunshine, taking photographs. I was walking in the park yesterday. There's a picture. There's emotion. It's real. If you say, I walked in the park yesterday, there's no emotion. There's no feeling. It's just a basic past simple. I walked in the park yesterday. Great. Who cares? It's just a basic simple sentence. But I was walking in the park yesterday. Suddenly there's a colourful picture. I walked in the park, black and white. I was walking in the park, colour, technicolor, beautiful. It comes alive. And then you can continue. I was walking in the park yesterday and thought, I would like an ice cream. Now the picture comes more alive. It becomes more interesting, more exciting. So, grammar, very important. And again, someone else said, where's my list? Someone said, could you talk about tenses? Me1, you22 sent a message. Thank you. Could you talk about tenses? It's that same idea of knowing when something is happening. If you talk about something in the past, I know it's in the past by the words that you use. If you talk about something in the future, I know what you're talking about. It's a time in the future. English, question. How many tenses are there in English? Thank you, me1, you22. How many tenses are there in English? What do you think? You think, I'll drink. How many tenses are there in English? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 20. Have a think. Present simple, past simple, future simple, present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, present perfect. There are lots. However, what if I said there are only 2 tenses in English? What? Only 2? Think. Which tenses are real? Present tense. It's happening now. I pinch, ouch. It's real. It's happening now. Yesterday happened. What did you do yesterday? Very good. Tomorrow. Is that real? No, it hasn't happened yet. Only today and yesterday, or last year, last week, 10 years ago. So the present now is real. The past is real. The future, who knows what will happen tomorrow? You wake up tomorrow, anything could happen. You can plan for the future. And if you plan for the future, you need words to describe that plan. And so that's where tenses come in. So that's why we have different ideas, different formulas for making tenses in the future. So let me write something else down. The present. Now. The time of speaking. The present, now, this moment. What's the time? In Gibraltar, it's 20 past 12. What time is it where you are? Is it really remarkable? Someone said the future is not important. Not important? Of course it is. Oh, ha ha ha. No, the future is important, but is it real? Not yet. Let me come back to this for a second. So the present, now, 21 minutes past 12. Now, this moment, the present, the time of speaking, everything in English, when we speak in English, everything is seen from the time of speaking. I'm talking to you now, yeah? I am talking, present continuous. Let me just draw a line. Okay. Can you see that okay? Good. So we are here. We are at this point on our little timeline. This is our timeline. This is before now, the past. This is after now, the future. So we are here. When I talk about yesterday, last week, last year, I see it from here, the time of speaking. I'm looking back to last night, 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago in Gibraltar, there was a massive power cut. All the lights went out in the whole country. We had candles for about an hour and a half. Last year, I was living in Portugal. I was living, past continuous. Let's go back here, present continuous. I am talking. Started before at 12 o'clock, it'll finish later, present continuous. I am talking. I was living in Portugal last year. I'll just draw it on my thing. Past continuous. Something that was in progress during a time in the past. Before now. Yeah, before now. Past continuous. It happened. But the future, where will I be next year? Will I be in Portugal? Will I be in Gibraltar? Will I be in England? Where will I be? We don't know. However, at the moment, at the time of speaking, my thinking now is, in the future, I will be living in Gibraltar. It's how I see it from now, the time of speaking, because everything in English is seen from this point. We stand here and look forwards. We stand here and look backwards. Everything is seen from the time of speaking. So, present continuous, past continuous, future continuous. Clever, huh? What about present perfect? A time before the present. A time that isn't important, just some time before now. Past perfect, a time before a time in the past. Future perfect, a time before a point in the future. It's logical. English grammar is very, very logical. Please do not be scared. Do not be frightened of English grammar. English grammar is very logical. You just have to remember it. That's the difficult bit. So, yeah, tenses. Tenses in English. We need tenses to tell the story. We need tenses to paint the picture in the listener's mind. The words you use are important. If you use the wrong words, the listener goes, sorry, pardon, what? If you use the right words, the listener goes, oh, yeah, good. And they continue the conversation. The wrong words, the conversation stops. The right words, it continues and everybody is happy. So, are there any more questions from there? Oh yes, your pronunciation is beautiful. Oh yeah, I said that. Oh, by the way, are we on Beauty Cam? No? Oh dear. Too many lines. Hi from Germany. Hello Germany. Guten Tag. Yeah, guten Tag. Same time as Gibraltar. Yeah, okay. Very good. I lived in Germany for a short time. I visited Germany lots of times. So we've done were, where, we're. Oh, somebody else said, when can we use the expression, what a drag? When can we use the expression, what a drag? When something is boring, you can say, oh, such a drag. Life is a drag. What a drag. To describe something that's boring. Drag as a verb on its own means to pull something a very heavy weight. You can't lift it, so you have to pull it along the floor. More difficult. So the verb to drag means, I keep crashing into the table, means to pull something with difficulty because it's very heavy. It stays on the floor. If you watch lots of detective shows on TV, then usually if someone murders somebody, they drag the body to hide it, to bury it somewhere. But the expression, what a drag, says that something is boring. Okay, wonderful. Can I drink some more coffee? Thank you. So we've done some tenses, we've done some pronunciation. We'll go back to pronunciation for a second. If you have a dictionary, do you have a dictionary? A good idea, if you are an English learner, find a dictionary at your level of English. If you are elementary or pre-intermediate, intermediate, please do not buy a dictionary that is for advanced learners. Buy a dictionary for your level of English. I haven't got one here today, but in the dictionary for your level and a learner's dictionary, and again, please do not buy a bilingual dictionary. Do not buy for example, the person in Germany, do not buy an English-German dictionary. Please, no. Buy one that is only English. The explanations are in English. That's the most important thing. Oh, and hello from Spain. Buenos dias. I've been to Spain lots of times, Madrid. And also, of course, we just drive across the border into Spain. Living in Gibraltar, we often drive across the border to Spain to buy some food, different things. Yes, you can buy food in Gibraltar, but sometimes we drive across into Spain. Spain is a very popular destination for the Brits on holiday and to retire, to live. What was I talking about? I was talking about...
The book.
Oh yeah, the book, the dictionary. Yeah, so the descriptions of the words are in English. If it's in your language, if it's a bilingual dictionary, you're not learning English. You're just learning how to read your own language. We have, at the moment, we've lost the feed on TikTok China. Oh, we're back. Oh, we're back with TikTok China. Ni hao. Yeah, we're back with TikTok China. Lots of students send me messages saying, why don't you put a translation on your TikTok videos? We don't understand. Please put a translation. If there's a translation, all you're doing is reading your language. The idea is to learn English, to listen to natural spoken English. If there's a translation, it's lost. If you travel to England and study in a language school, it's only English. There is no other language, only English. The host family, if you live with a family, they will only speak English to you because the idea of going to England is to learn English and improve your English. When you walk down the street and talk to somebody, there's no translation. If you walk into a shop, can I have a cup of coffee, please? It's not in Chinese, it's not in Spanish, it's not in German, it's only in English. Often the person behind the counter can't speak any other languages. They only speak English. So it's important to learn English, speak English, hear English, and only speak in English. That's the best idea, the best tip I can get you. Oh yes, and also, I'm Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Brazil love me. I love me too. But so hello, Brazil. Have you been to Saudi? No, I haven't. No, very nearly. Maybe last year or the year before, there was a possibility to go to Saudi, but in the end, it didn't work out. We didn't go. We stayed then in Portugal, and now we are in Gibraltar. But there was a chance, there was an opportunity to go to Saudi, but we didn't do it. Maybe one day in the future. Who knows? Oh yeah, so quickly going back to dictionaries. When you look up a word in an English dictionary, always there will be the phonetic script of how to say the word. For example, I haven't got a dictionary here, but looking at, we were looking before at the sounds. These two sounds. I. If you look at the word in a dictionary, an English dictionary, and you look up the word I, it will say, it's this. You see something. You use it to see. Putting the word, translating the word into your language, waste of time. Why? It's not necessary. The important thing is I. If you come to England or Gibraltar, an English-speaking country, then you use the word I. Everybody knows that it's this. Yeah? So if you want to spend some money on a dictionary, please buy an English dictionary, a dictionary for your level of the language. And I'll tell you something else in a second. Hi from Moscow. Oh, what's Russian for Stracheva? No, Stracheva. No, is that goodbye? I can't remember. My Russian is not very good. I do apologize. Have you been to Iraq? Again, no. Lots of students, lots of followers from Iraq. So thank you. Welcome. What? Oh, welcome to visit Saudi. Thank you. I'll tell us. Don't send me your telephone number. But yeah, one day, who knows? Conditional sentence. If I go to Saudi, if I go to Iraq, I will get in touch. I will put a message on TikTok and say, I'm coming to Iraq next year or next week, whatever. And you can meet me at the airport, buy me a cup of coffee. Hello to Barcelona. Buenos dias. I've never been to Barcelona. Madrid, yeah. The Spanish islands on holiday, yes. I've driven past Placencia. I've driven past Salamanca. I've driven along the road past lots of towns. But I have never been to Barcelona. I want to go one day. But Madrid, I have been to Madrid. I love Madrid. Beautiful.
Have you been to China?
Have I been to China? Thank you. No. That's another trip. Maybe, what are we now? November. Maybe next year. I'll go to China. I do like to travel. I'm from Morocco and from Poland. So yeah, hello to you too. It's nice. What was that? Camera moved.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, I mean, I love to travel. I hope you do too. I mentioned a dictionary earlier. Another good idea, if you want to improve your English, a good idea is to buy a reader. This is an example of an English reader. Famous stories. This one about Sherlock Holmes. I'm sure you have heard of Sherlock Holmes. Baker Street, London. Famous detective. Him and Mr. Watson. You can buy online, I'm sure, maybe from your local library you can find some, but mostly online. You can buy them. They are graded readers for your level of English. The worst thing, the most boring thing ever about reading is if you don't know the word and you are every second looking in a dictionary to find the translation. It's so boring. Please, if you want to read books, if you like to read real books, paper, the smell. If you like to read real books, then if you are at pre-intermediate English, if you are elementary in English, if you are upper intermediate, if you're advanced, buy a graded reader. This is at intermediate level. Can you see that okay? This is intermediate. Move it to that camera, move it to that camera. Yeah, this is for intermediate learners of English. And so the vocabulary, the language they used, it's famous stories written slightly differently so that you can understand, so that you don't have to look in a dictionary every 5 minutes. You can find books in British English. This is in British English. You can get books in American English with American vocabulary, American words. The classics, originals, contemporary stories. There are books of all kinds. You can find them online. And usually on these kinds of books, there are little exercises at the back. Let me find some. So activities. So you read the story without a dictionary. You try to get the basic understanding of the story from your knowledge of the language. At intermediate, you know most of the words in here, or you can guess the meaning. That's the important thing. Again, if you're in England or an English-speaking country, America, Canada, Australia, Gibraltar, if you're in an English-speaking country, then you haven't got time to look at your dictionary and, how do I say that in English? Hopefully, your knowledge of the language is enough to understand or to make a guess, and that's where these books are really good. There are often pictures inside that help the understanding if it's from something famous. The language is just right for your level, and the questions at the back will help you. You read the chapter, the first part. You read the first part of the book, and then you answer questions at the back of the book. I'm sure if you've been to a language school in your country or in England, you've done the same thing. The teacher says, read that, and then they give you some comprehension questions at the end, and then you try to answer. To check that you've understood what you've read. You haven't got a dictionary, and if you have, it's an English dictionary. So a really good idea, a really good tip to improve your English is to find graded readers for your level of English. If you're elementary, don't go, oh my God, I want to learn something more. I want to learn faster. I want to buy a book that's a higher level. No, keep to your level. Then work through some of those, build your vocabulary, and then progress to the next level. It will help you a lot. What was that last question?
No.
Oh, no question.
We're not selling books. We're not selling
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. Sorry, I'm not selling books. This is just a tip, a good idea for you to improve your English. Do it if you want. I think it's a great idea, but that's just me. Wonderful. Okay, I think I've done all my questions.
Present perfect continuous.
Present perfect continuous. I have been talking for the last 40 minutes. Usually we use, you may have seen the TikTok video when I was waiting in the car. My wife went shopping in the supermarket, and she said to me, I'll only be 5 minutes. So I sat in the car, turned on the radio, and sat relaxing, watching the people go by with their shopping trolleys. Half an hour later, my wife was still in the supermarket. So I thought to myself, I have been waiting here for the last half an hour. I have been waiting. I've been waiting here for the last half an hour. Present perfect continuous. We use it when we're not angry, but a little bit irritated, a little bit annoyed. I've been waiting here for the last half an hour. The most common use of present perfect continuous, which is another reason to learn the different tenses and why we have different tenses, different structures, because they paint a picture. If I said, I've been waiting here for the last half an hour, you can see the picture. It's colourful, it's emotional. You can see me sitting there, tapping my fingers on the steering wheel, thinking, oh my goodness, where is my wife? Is she coming back soon? Actually, she did come back, and I think she brought me a nice cake, so that was okay. That wasn't too bad.
Do you understand someone like TH?
Oh, the TH sound. Let me go back to this for a second, yeah? The TH sound for... This is a TH sound for thin, thin. This is a TH sound for then, then. We've got thin and then. Different sounds, two different sounds. This one, the tongue just touching the top teeth. Don't push it out too far, and don't bite or there's blood all over the floor. Don't do that. But go and breathe. Just breathe. Thin. 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. Thick. Yeah, so the sound. The air is coming out of the side of the mouth because it's blocked there. Thin, thin. And the air, you can feel it. Thin. It comes out of the sides. Put your fingers. Have you got clean hands? Okay. Put your fingers here on your throat. Not too tight or you can't breathe. Just a little bit, gently. Go. And breathe in. Like at the doctor. Breathe in and breathe out. Can you feel anything here? No? Good. Now try this. Here and go. Make a sound. Yeah? Can you feel it? The mouth is the same. The tongue here exactly the same for and but here there's, put your fingers here again. Funny, isn't it? I know. Can you feel anything? Yeah, good. Thank you. You can feel vibration. Yeah? So, this sound is for the. Father, mother, the in the middle, yeah? It feels a bit strange putting your tongue out, but just do it a little bit. Just touch the teeth. Father, mother, further. What's another word? Lather. When you have a shave, not women, men. When you have a shave in the morning and you put the white stuff all over your face, it's lather, yeah? It's foam, but lather. Lather, yeah? It's the sound. So this sound is unvoiced. There's no voice, there's no sound. It's unvoiced. This sound is voiced. Keep the tongue there and switch off the sound, on and off. Looks stupid, sounds stupid, but it's very effective. It's very important. And that's back on this. These sounds here, well, actually, all of these sounds, to be fair, all of these sounds, it's unvoiced, voiced. Can you see that? Can you see all? Okay. Let's go here. Five. Again, unvoiced, voiced. Let's go here. For so and zoo. For unvoiced, voiced. These two sounds, again, with an English dictionary, you'll see words and they have the phonetic symbols. So if you know some of these, you can look at the phonetics and say the word perfectly. Look at these two. This is sh for ship, ship. This is j for measure. You're just turning the sound on and off. Ship, sheep, measure, leisure. Again, unvoiced, voiced. You can download one of these from Uncle Geoff's Easy-Peasy English website, or if you can't download it, send me your email and to unclegeofFenglish@gmail.com. Send me your email and I will send you this. Yeah? This is so useful. You will be sitting in your bedroom making these funny noises every day from now on, I promise. What was your profession? Actually, several professions. English teacher, one profession. Radio broadcaster. So I work and still work on the radio. I am a broadcaster, so an English teacher and a broadcaster. When you hear, if you turn on the radio or the television and you watch a commercial, an advertisement, there is someone's voice. You hear a voice on the radio commercial or the TV commercial. If you listen to audio books, you hear someone's voice. Maybe it's my voice. Sometimes it may be my voice. I do voiceovers. So I do radio commercials, TV commercials, training videos, and someone asks me to voice their commercial or whatever. So yeah, I'm a broadcaster. I've done sports. I've done the news. I worked for the BBC for many years. I teach English, and yeah, so a few professions. How to learn if sentences? Well, because I mentioned a while ago the different tenses. Look, this is real. Now is real. The past is real. But what happens if it isn't real? What if? What happens if I go to Spain tomorrow? What will I buy? Maybe I go to Spain, maybe not. It's an if sentence, so we don't know what is going to happen. It's a conditional. You have the if part, and then there's a condition that is the result. So that's why there's a zero conditional, there's a first conditional, there's a second conditional, and there's a third conditional. Each one has different situations and talks about different things. One thing is always real. One thing is maybe real. It might happen. Sometimes it will not happen. Another one, it's impossible. It will never happen. But we like to make a sentence. We like to talk about things like that. Because language is exciting. We want to paint a picture. what would happen if I fell down the stairs on the way out of the lesson? I would go to hospital. It's a situation that could happen, but fingers crossed it doesn't happen. But you need words. You need ways to express these things, to talk about these things. So we use conditional sentences. If this happens, that happens. Or if that happened, that didn't happen. So I'm sure your grammar books, and if you look at Uncle Geoff's Easy-Peasy English videos on YouTube, on TikTok, somewhere on Facebook, but if you look at on TikTok, there are hundreds of videos. There are some. We've done some on first conditional, second conditional, third conditional. Have a look at some of those, and I hope, you'll understand them. They're easy. Because English is easy peasy, isn't it? Yes. Okay. How are we doing? Oh, look, 10 to 1. I think that's about it for now, don't you? I think we've answered all the questions. Have you seen this handsome man up here?
Oh, well. No, I missed out.
Maybe, didn't you? Can't you see this handsome man? International TikTok. Maybe next time we'll do beauty cam. No, the beauty cam, forget it. I am what I am. 100 years old, lots of wrinkles, but that's what makes me so nice. One more question.
Difference between last and lost in pronunciation.
Which one? Last and lost. Last and lost. In pronunciation. Well, you can hear the two sounds. Ah, la, last, and lost, lost. We've got ah, excuse me, ah. Again, the two little dots make it longer. Ah, la, last. As in car, la, car. Last, and which is this sound. O. Ah, o. Again, on my little chart, if you look at these 4 sounds, you can go o. Ow, ow, or you could go from one to the other. You can have so much fun with this. You must ask for a copy, and I will send you one, or you can download it from the website. But yeah, last, last. I was in a race and I came last. I'm rubbish at running. I went to the woods and got lost. I walked about for hours and got lost. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Good. Last and lost. So sad.
It's finishing.
Finishing.
Finishing the video.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm so sad. Yes, I'm so sad that we're finishing because it's time to go home now. There's another question, isn't there?
Yes.
Oh, okay, we'll do one more question. But yeah, using that word so, I'm so sad, I'm so happy, I'm so excited. A lovely word to use to make it stronger. Yeah. I'm so tired. What's that in Chinese? Tai Leila. My Chinese is rubbish. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Is listening
to broadcast.
A podcast or broadcast?
Yeah,
yes, and the question is listening to podcasts or broadcasts useful? Yes and no. When I was learning German a long time ago, I thought, I watch the news on TV, on German news. And I thought it would help me understand. But it was so difficult. It was nearly impossible to learn because, again, like English, they're speaking quite fast. It's quite formal language in the news. It's new vocabulary. It's difficult, which is why, again, you should try and find a reader for your level, just to build your vocabulary more and more. So yes, it's a good idea to hear the natural rhythm of the language. That's always a good idea. Listen to as much English as you can, because you want to try to make that sound yourself. The diddle, the diddle, the duh. It's so important. Often, foreign students, when they speak English, they don't have that rhythm. They stress every syllable, and it is very difficult to learn and to understand. The native speaker, me, and the person in the street, they want to hear, they expect to hear the diddle, the diddle, the diddle, the duh. If they don't hear it, then their eyes go like that and they think, oh, I don't understand what's going on. So, good to listen to different broadcasts. And if you are learning IELTS, especially IELTS, they have lots of different accents: Australian English, Canadian, American English. You are expected in IELTS to hear and understand lots of different accents. In England, there are different accents from Scotland, from Wales, from Ireland, all over. And in your listening tests, you are expected to, you will hear lots of different accents. So listen to as much natural spoken English as you can. You won't understand every word. If you are in a language school, each listening exercise is graded for you. If you're at pre-intermediate, you'll hear a listening exercise for pre-intermediate students. If you're at proficiency, advanced, you'll hear a listening exercise for that level, and lower levels won't understand it. And that's why listening to the news on TV is sometimes so difficult in English, because the vocabulary is just too difficult. Films, okay, but a lot of informal language, so again, quite a good idea. But try to listen to as much as you can, just to get the rhythm. Diddle-a, diddle-a, da.
Very last question.
Last question, one more. What's that? Rather than or instead of? Rather than or instead of. Rather's got the more positive. I would rather have a coffee than a glass of goat's milk.
Disgusting.
So I would rather, because you have extra words in the sentence, I would rather have a coffee than a glass of goat's milk. I'm sure you would too. What was the other one? Instead of. Kind of interchangeable. I would rather have a cup of coffee instead of a glass of goat's milk. So generally interchangeable, but instead of, the two words are together. Coffee instead of goat's milk. I would rather have a glass of have a cup of coffee than, so that there's a phrase in the middle of it. Yeah, so rather and than is separated, instead of are together. Yeah, sounds good? Excellent. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. We're going to try and do another live lesson next Sunday. Maybe the same time, but I'll post on TikTok exactly when, but probably the same time. And maybe next time we'll answer a couple of questions and then focus on one piece of grammar. So I'm fingers crossed. I plan to do the continuous tenses. We had a quick look today. We may do that in more detail next Sunday. How about that? Good idea? Yes, Uncle Geoff, excellent idea. If you have any questions, again, if you have any questions, write them down, put them in the comments, or of course on TikTok you've got the Q&A, the question and answer. Put a question into that, and I'll try to answer next time, or live on TikTok. lesson. Sounds good? Excellent. Thank you for watching. If you want one of those, you can get one. Enjoy your English. Practice. And don't forget, walk along the street in rhythm and say a sentence to yourself. I'm going to the shops to buy some milk. I'm going to the shops to buy some goat's milk.
Oh, God.
No, maybe not. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Uncle Geoff's Easy Peasy English. Bye-bye for now.